What's up, y'all? Welcome to Fury Talks. I'm your host, Seth Fury. Today I have a good friend of mine, Presto, who's going to be helping us out with some of these questions.
What's up, man?
Welcome, my brother. So Presto is one of the greatest trainers in LA. He's also a good friend of mine, and he also happens to be a father of two beautiful girls, as well as a husband. So what's that like, man? Tell me about the married life.
I'm still considered a newlywed. You know,
Okay.
we got married back in September.
Nice.
In Mexico. Nice little destination wedding.
Okay.
Just close family. So we're still in it. Not even 6 months yet. So.
Oh, okay. But you guys been together for?
Yeah. Our wedding date was 7 years.
Okay.
That was our 7-year anniversary.
So 7 years later,
yeah.
you were like, all right, she's the one. It's time to seal the deal.
Yeah.
That's dope. Okay. And so I like Presto a lot because of the fact that he's a very family man. Like if you ever go on his Instagram, you'll see him playing with the kids all the time. He's a girl dad. And I think it's a beautiful thing to see the presence of a man in the kid's life as well as a great husband. So questions for you, because I think there's some people who aren't really in your circumstance that don't know too much about married life.
Okay.
Did you live with your wife before you guys got married?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Wait, I lied. Yes, but
Okay.
we moved in. I had actually just moved out. My sister got married. We had to split ways. I had to find my own spot.
Yeah.
But at the same time I found my own spot,
Okay.
my wife, back then girlfriend, had just got pregnant.
Okay.
So pretty much I was only solo for a few months, then she moved in.
I always feel like it's such a mystery how people can live or agree to marry somebody before actually living with them. And I know that can be a religious thing. I know it can just be a preference, or, you know, a lot of people choose to take that route. I've had girlfriends that I lived with for like a short period of time, and I was like, I could never marry this person. And had I not had that experience of knowing what it was like, I'm like, I would have been pissed if I got stuck into a marriage situation only to uncover some stuff.
Yeah.
So what's it like living with her? I mean, what's it going from living by yourself, now you got a whole household with the family? Like, is it something that you...
I mean, I could definitely, you know, before she moved in, I'm a neat freak.
Okay.
I was a neat freak.
Yeah.
Because I was in the military.
Okay.
So I mean, they made us fold our beds. We had to do perfect corners. We had to fold perfect squares with our shirts and all that. So when she moved in, it was different.
Okay.
Because she ain't as clean. For example, she would open up a carton of milk, right? You know that little white piece that you pull out?
Yeah.
She pulls it out. She'll like leave it on a table somewhere, and that shit would just drive me insane, bro.
My ex, she used to do this thing where she would do her makeup, and she'd do it on a little towel, and she would do it in the window so she could get that natural lighting. She'd do this at my place, so we didn't even live together yet. She was just staying at my house very often, so it kind of felt like we lived together.
Yeah.
And she would do this thing where instead of taking all the residue and makeup dust and eyelashes and, you know, maybe putting it in the trash or even flick that shit off the balcony so I don't see it, she would flick it in my tub.
What?
Yo, I came to take a shower one time. She didn't bother to run the water or nothing. I went to take a shower, and I see these big eyelashes. I'm thinking there's a couple spiders in my tub. I'm like, yo, what is this in my tub? Right? And I was just like, you know what? I couldn't do this on a full basis. Like, stay where you live, come where I live, and we'll get along. But then you have to imagine living with that person for a lifelong. So, you know, it could be something that's adjusted, or it could just be like, we're going to fight forever to the end of time. So I'm glad we got this, knowing this out the way now. So we can go be friends. What would be your advice to people who are currently married that are trying to find time or make important to have a strong sex life?
It's pretty simple. You got to make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because
what
can I bring up something?
Yeah.
Like I was talking to one of my clients during a session, and he was talking about how him and his wife went to counseling one time. And then the first question that the therapist asked, they said, how's your sex life? And they were like, it's good. It's okay. Then the therapist was like, then there's nothing really wrong with y'all.
I feel like sex can be an indication that something is wrong, but I also feel like sex can sometimes cover up the things that are wrong. Because there will be times where me and my ex knew we had great sex.
Yeah.
And because we both knew that that was a moment in which we could escape the realness of our issues, we would always look to sex as like something that just kind of put a Band-Aid on it. But then once we finished having sex and we're laying in bed looking up, we're like,
you're back at
damn, I can't stand this girl. You know what I mean? Like that's when it all comes back. You're just like, you start remembering all the things that made you angry before the sex. So, you know, a lot of times they say that if you really want to solve an issue, you should actually withhold the sex to a certain extent to really see what's going on. You know, obviously sex is a healthy thing to do, but not if it's simply masking the real issues that you guys have.
So yeah, and in marriage, you know, it's deeper than sex. And I always say, like, your relationship, you know, that honeymoon phase that everyone goes through, that first argument, that's when the relationship starts.
Yeah, oh, that's deep.
Yeah. Like, because the honeymoon phase is just that. It's you're enjoying each other's company. You know, you don't have to. You're not living with each other. You just show up. You date. You go out. You experience. You travel. Whatever. But the moment you know shit gets real, when you got to get ready together, when you're kind of seeing how a person's how they work. How they walk through their daily lifestyle. You know.
I've always learned a lot about a person, like you said, from the first fight, because people fight very differently. And how you fight will sometimes determine if that's going to be a relationship you could actually last with. If you get in a fight with somebody and the first thing they do is they shut down and they don't communicate, and it makes it very impossible for you to solve the problem, then that could be an indication. I don't know if I can be with somebody like this that shuts down and doesn't want to work things through. Or if you get in a fight with somebody that goes really below the belt and they say things to you that, you know, you couldn't imagine that somebody could actually say to you in a fight, you start to say, like, could I really be with somebody that could use a fight in this moment of anger to hurt me that deep? Those are usually where I can sit back and be like, wow, she was beautiful at first in the honeymoon phase, but I just saw a side of her that I couldn't possibly imagine myself being with, because I know when I get angry, there's a certain cap as to how far I'll go. Like, I know I want to hurt them in a sense because I'm angry and I kind of want to, like,
you might throw something.
How I feel. You might want to do something to show you're hurt. But you also are analyzing the situation at the same time. If you're smart and being like, okay, if I say this, I'm probably not gonna be able to come back from this. She may not ever forgive this, so let me not say that. That's a big side of maturity.
That's another thing, though. When you fight, for some reason, one or the other will know how to, you know, press that button, and they want to, because for some reason they say that's the only way I can get your attention.
And that's an unhealthy
I'm like, what?
Those who love you the most know the most about you, and they know how to hurt you. But I feel like any fight should, for one, the mature way to argue is to stay on topic with what you're fighting about. Stay on topic, because don't stop mixing in a bunch of things that happen. I know women do that a lot. Like, y'all like to, men are a little bit different. We like to compartmentalize things, and we can actually focus on the problem at hand. And with that being said, you have to be mindful of, I'm trying to solve this one issue, and I don't want to do that by creating a bigger issue because I just threw something in her face that now I can't come back from. So, you know, with any marriage, any relationship, you will learn a lot about a person based on the bad times and how you recover from those bad times and actually make it through.
That's another thing. You, when you fight, right, you know you're getting better when you guys make up quicker. The least amount of makeup time that you know, and you know, even when they say you don't go to sleep angry. If you gotta just try to squash it right there. You know, not even squash it, but find a solution and get rid of it, because you know, once you go to sleep angry, you just carrying on and on and on and on. So when you argue, best solution, just try to, you know, make up sooner.
So now we're going to move on to the part where we answer some questions for you all that you've submitted, so that we can kind of give our spin and man's perspective on it and help you out. So here's question number 1. So this is more of a story / question at the end of it, so just listen up. That way you guys can get the full picture. I've been dating this man for 2 months. We spend a lot of time together. He's met my daughter, and we stay up till 6 a.m. in the morning just talking and holding each other. We both like each other a lot. However, he still sleeps with and hangs out with his ex-girlfriend of 2 years. He says they're close and she doesn't have anyone else here that is family. That's why he spends a lot of time with her. Should I just stop seeing him since he can't end it with his ex-girlfriend? I've developed strong feelings for him, and my daughter knows him too and likes him. What should I do?
Ooh. Whew. Bruh. I mean, first off, I gotta ask, you know, okay, if it started as a mutual agreement, as a booty call. Okay, then that's her fault. For dipping in feelings and introducing the daughter.
Gotcha.
Because I think that's usually a big no-no. Like, usually if it's a booty call agreement, no kids are being introduced. It doesn't seem like
a booty call, because it seems like he's showing affection to her by the cuddling and the late night talk. You don't do that with just anybody. You do that usually with someone that you like. So I feel like that could be him leading her on. If it was just saying that it was a booty call situation, you know, if it was some, to me, I don't get the booty call.
You don't do a little post cuddle.
Not a yes, but not a 6 a.m. conversation. That's that's you know when you laying on your bed upside down talking. That's like the high school sweetheart type love.
Yeah.
So if you're giving that to a girl and then you're simultaneously sleeping with your ex, because there's one thing if you said I'm just hanging with my ex, and then I'd say something like, okay, maybe you know they have a good friendship that they've evolved into over the years once they broke up, and you know she doesn't have much family around, so you're just a friend to her. That could be something that could be worked with. But there's no excuse for still sleeping with that ex while saying that he has feelings for you, meeting your family, and then expecting you to just be okay with that. I would advise you, I would leave. That'd be my advice. I would leave. I would take a moment to realize that you have a child involved in this as well. And I think that's going to be a little confusing for her to see somebody around that is most likely going to be gone sometime soon. Because, you know, nothing like that's going to sustain. I don't see it coming full circle and actually somehow he just forgets about his ex.
Yep.
And then comes to you and says, okay, I'm ready to be the family man. So, yeah, my advice would cut that one off. So this is a good one, actually, because, you know, you happen to be a fit man yourself, and he's a trainer. So what are your thoughts on dating someone who isn't physically as fit as their partner?
Oh, man. That's a good question. So I feel like my wife has always felt pressure.
Okay.
Like she had to keep up, like looking a certain way, you know, because she dates a trainer.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, I mean, you know, being that we got 2 kids, you know, I've been with her when she got pregnant. She got bigger than some in her pregnancies, and I didn't really care.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's an insecurity thing of, I think when they get a certain way versus what I'm around on a daily basis.
Got you.
You feel me? I'm around fit women all day, but it doesn't mean I'm trying to get at them.
Of course. Now, you work out with your wife?
Once a week.
Okay, so you got,
It's tough to work out with your significant other when you're a trainer.
Oh my God, yeah.
Or just in general, right?
So the support is there. So that I think that's important, is that if you're going to be the physically fit person in the relationship, I think it's important to encourage the other one to maybe live a healthier lifestyle as well.
Yeah, it's an art. I mean, honestly, like I've learned that I've had to tone it down. I've had to learn to become the supporting husband when we work out together versus the trainer.
There's a big difference.
Big difference. Yeah. Trust me, there's times where I was probably so aggressive. She said, I need to go to the restroom. Yeah. You know, she steps away, probably doesn't come back for the rest of the workout.
Yeah. When women look at their husband, they're looking for someone to be supportive and just, you know, listening. And then when you look at a trainer, his job is to yell at you and push you. Some girls actually prefer the drill sergeant type trainer. I don't know if that's how you are, but I know a lot of girls have said, I like my trainer to yell at me and push me, but I don't want you to do that because we're dating. And you don't get to yell at me and talk to me that way.
Not even so much in yelling. It's like, okay, because I'm known to do heavy legs. Okay. Right? And she likes to do heavy legs too. But when I try to push her over what I believe she could do, I can't be too pushy. I got to do it just right.
Do you think that she could take that push more from another trainer?
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Because it's you. So they don't want you telling them or pushing them or bossing them or whatever the case is. So
that's the way it is.
So that's one aspect. So the way I've always seen it is based on the person that I date will usually determine how my fit lifestyle is. So if I date a girl who isn't really about fitness, like one of my exes from like 10 years ago, it makes it very hard for me to keep up and stay on track because it's not really a big thing. Yeah. My most recent ex loved fitness. I found myself being encouraged to want to work out, and we did stuff together. Yeah. It was like now a part of our bonding experience. We would go hiking.
Like do videos together.
Yeah, we do videos, we go hiking, we go to the gym. So that to me is a big part in a relationship for me because it makes me stay on track. Opposed to somebody who's just like, oh, you're fine the way you are. That's cool if you're looking for that. But if you're looking for someone to keep you on your A game, that can be something that's a big deal for me. Would that be a defining moment? Would I not date somebody who wasn't as physically fit? No, because everybody has their different obstacles as to whether they're in shape. It could be health reasons. It could be just, you know, maybe their career requires them to be slightly thicker, whatever the case may be. I would want them to be healthy, but they wouldn't have to be skinny or like an Instagram model in order for me to find love in them.
I like my wife on the thicker side.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody has to be like 6-pack,
yes,
quads popping.
I personally like a little softness. You know,
yeah,
I know that people.
It's feminine.
Yes, I like a girl that looks like she's worked out for a while and then took like a couple weeks off, and then everything just starts to soften up a little bit. I'm like, that's my perfect body type that I like from a girl. So, you know, I really think beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I think that whoever you're with should make you feel comfortable and loved. They should be supportive and encouraging. I don't think you should ever be with somebody who's going to make you feel bad about yourself. You know, there's a certain difference between pushing you and supporting you to go into a direction that maybe they see, you know, for you, opposed to bullying you and making you feel bad about yourself. You know, you don't want to be in that relationship either. So, last question. How can women identify men who are in the phase of their life in which they're looking for a wife, rather than the men who are still entertaining casual relationships and playing the field? What you think, my brother?
Oof. So, okay. Like, just off the bat, like,
off the bat,
I know what this guy's about. Just by, like...
Well, you can't look at somebody and tell what
I mean, that's what people do. We
Yeah.
all judge by looks.
You can, but...
Judge by the cover, unfortunately.
I have been judged based off looks, too. You're right.
Yeah.
But once you get to kind of know, let's say like a date or a couple of dates, what type of indications could women use that might give them a hint as to the type of person they're dealing with?
I would say current situation.
Okay.
Right? And any ambitions.
Explain.
Like, do you have a 5-year plan?
Okay.
You know.
So you think a 5-year plan would tell them?
Not even 5-year or like next year, you know, but what, like, if I ask a girl, you know, what are you doing with your life? Like, I'm not going to ask her like that, but, you know, do you have any plans if she's going to school? She's like, no, I'm just going to school right now. Oh, okay. You know, kind of like.
Yeah. Okay, so then that
or
goes
someone
both
with
ways,
a plan.
then.
She's like, I'm going to school to get my law degree, and then I want to take the bar, and then I want to go here. I want to try to get this firm. You know, there's a difference in the answer right there. So knowing how someone's trying to map their life out.
Okay, so I can see that. So basically, if somebody has more of a plan for their future, they usually demonstrate a little bit more stability and a clearer picture that usually makes it a safer place for a relationship. Opposed to somebody who's constantly on the go, who lives day to day, they usually seem to be a little bit more free-spirited and
that's not bad too. Some people like that.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, and then honestly, sometimes you can pair up with somebody who's also a free spirit and you guys both kind of just travel around. So, you know, I think that can be a small indication. Like I said, these are tips in which you can consider, but don't completely run with it entirely because there's other things that go into it. So another one that I would say is their circle, who they hang with, I think also can give you an idea as to whether they're going to be ready to settle down. So for me personally, when I have a bunch of friends that are all single and they're all going to the club and they're all doing single type stuff, it's going to be very hard for me to want to peel away from the crew and suddenly go have a wife and end up cuddled up doing Netflix and stuff. You know, you want to stay with the pack. So generally, if you have a bunch of friends that are all in relationships and you happen to find a guy who is just a lone man, you might find him at a perfect time where he's like, all right, you know what? Maybe I can have a relationship too. Maybe we can go take part in all these fun double dates that I've been missing out on with my friends. So I think that can be who his friends are. Pay attention to like who he circles himself with, and that'll give you a big indication of his mindset. If you are trying to pursue an older man who hangs out with a bunch of 22-year-olds and that's his circle and he's in the nightclub buying bottles and he's surrounded with a bunch of young women, he's probably not ready to let go
of
this
cash guns.
Yeah, you know, exactly. I don't think that's going to be somebody that has really matured in the sense to see a value in relationship. I think that he uses that young lifestyle to maybe make him feel young, maybe just escape the realities of the fact that he's getting older. So that might be a tough person to tie down into a relationship. So I think age and whether they're doing things age appropriate will kind of give you an idea of, you know, if that's going to work. All right, y'all. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching Fury Talks. Presto, thank you for being here again, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Tell the people how they can find you.
You can find me. I'm on IG, Presto Fitness, or on my website, presto-fitness.com.
There it is. So ladies, fellas, if you guys need some training, this man is the whiz himself. Hit him up. And thank you again for watching. Hope you guys learned something from this. Send us more questions for the future so we can help you guys out from a man's perspective. We'll see y'all next time. Fury Talks. Later.